And there was also this feeling from Republicans that we need to run a black conservative. Let me just note, I love how we are always saying we don't play identity politics, and yet we play identity politics. No, you don't have to run a black guy to win. And so there was this search within Republicans, we need to find a black guy. And what better black guy than my father, Herschel Walker, who's famous in the state of Georgia for football.
Christian Walker, son of Georgia Senate loser Herschel Walker, is being incredibly honest here about the motives of the GOP when they chose Herschel to be their guy. Herschel was perfect for the party to be able to say, hey, we're not racist. And even worse, we can get this dumb guy with no political experience to do exactly what we want in Congress.
After Kelly Loeffler loses that runoff, it seems like a few months later, no, actually immediately, it's crazy, that was 2021, that was last year, immediately, my dad's phone starts getting blown up. He's getting calls from President Trump every day. Herschel, you're the only one who can do this. Herschel, you're the only one who can see this out. You've got to run. You've got to run. You're Georgia royalty. They'll vote for you. They'll vote for you.
Christian knew all the players who followed Trump's lead.
Lindsey Graham, which we're going to get to in a second, a certain television host, I'm sure you can guess who that is, a certain television host, Herschel, you've got to do this, you've got to do this. And the funniest thing is when we were going through this, and then I'm going to get to this in a second, is a lot of us were thinking, why aren't they doing any research into my father's past? My dad's never done anything in politics. He has a really intense, scary past, and he's just not the guy to do the job.
I'm glad Christian Walker disowned his father on camera and is calling the GOP's bluff in believing Herschel's Georgia's best option, given earlier this year, Christian was going viral for blaming the president for having to pay around $100 to fill a gas-guzzling high-end SUV.
Y'all said Joe Biden was going to be the great unifier? This is divisive to my bank account and my hard-earned money. Screw your unity. You think this is unifying?
Christians even recently called on people to stop propping up Kanye West's dangerous neo-Nazi comments.
This is ridiculous. Everyone's like, oh, he's speaking facts. If he says one sane thing, he's ill, okay? He says 1,000 nut job things, and then when he says one thing that makes sense, everyone's like, oh, he's so cool, he's speaking fast. No, you see where this has led to? He now wants to live in 1930s Germany, and he's uplifting the people of that time. There is no defense for Kanye, okay? Stop it!
And that's fantastic. I hope that young, impressionable Republicans hear Christian's words and see the GOP's fraudulence and selfishness as destructive to America. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to fool myself into thinking Christian's a better person for exposing the truth. Remember, he stayed silent about his father's lies about abortions and abuse up until the accusations came out. And while no one deserves an abusive and absent father, Christian's only publicly mad about his father's behavior because now it's negatively affecting him and his reputation. Partisan types do this all the time. They suddenly have moments of clarity about political issues when the issue comes to their front door. Christian Walker's still perpetuating the culture wars on his platform.
Rainbow flag! You're not deciding what kids learn at school! Get the hell out!
Look, if Republicans are going to continue to push evil candidates and use their platforms to keep vulnerable populations down, I hope every Republican, Christian Walker included, has personal experiences being exposed for their choices and facing persecution from other Republicans over gender, race, or socioeconomic class. Maybe then they'd recognize they're heavily responsible for America being behind the rest of the world in taking care of its people. What's the next video I should do? The next story I should talk about? Let me know in the comments. Keep the hope, and I'll see you next time.